Trump is reportedly very aware he lost the election but is putting up a fight as theater. He's so obviously trying to back out of an entrenched position and still save face. You can hear the fucking beeps. I can't look away from this slow motion car crash, it's actually astonishing. I'd say I wish someone leaked him saying he knows he lost, but that literally happened with him saying he knew how bad coronavirus was in January and his rubes didn't care. I think Republicans have Stockholm Syndrome. It'd be nice if he told the Q-Nuts and Proud Boys that this is all theater, they sure as fuck don't think he's joking around. There you go, 73 million American voters. Your messiah will destabilize our country to entertain you. Fucking Looney Tunes lately. I live in a rural area and don't have many options for radio stations, so sometimes I listen to conservative talk radio to hear what the other side is saying. I'm unsure if most people understand how much Trump voters believe that this election is being stolen from them. Trump's refusal to concede, in fact his abhorrent calls of fraud, has cemented extreme views from callers and radio personalities alike. Our system of free and fair elections may never be the same again. And Trump's stranglehold in these people's minds is absolute. The groundwork being laid to deny Democratic voters of humanity is disgusting and will likely lead to increased violence. This charade of mass fraud will not only cost lives, but it threatens democracy as we know it. Ask yourself, what would you do if you truly believed, with every ounce of your being, the election was stolen in nefarious fashion? Edit. Since this post has gained some traction, I'm going to present a few long-term solutions from a rural perspective. Move out to rural areas. This is not everyone's cup of tea, but for those who have thought about living in a remote area and can work remotely, things are starting to become more feasible. Starlink, low-orbit satellite internet from SpaceX, Internet has launched their beta service to some of the northern latitudes in the US and has looked really good so far. This may not sound like much to many of you, but this could potentially be a game changer to struggling rural economies. Further, since COVID forced many businesses to find remote working solutions, there may be the framework necessary to allow folks to live wherever they want. The big benefit of this is diversifying rural economies as well as the demographics. I'm not advocating for a mass migration to rural areas, but just enough diversity in people can really benefit the ingrained in-group fear responses over time. If you have not read The Authoritarians by Dr. Bob Alte Meyer, you can download it for free here, https://theauthoritarians.org/options for getting the book/. One of the things Dr. Alte Meyer finds in his research is that those who are predisposed to become right-wing authoritarian followers tend to have a limited range of life experiences. For example, they may have never traveled or gone off to college. It makes sense, you fear the other if you don't know the other. What I see from some folks out here isn't necessary maliciousness, it's fear based off of limited exposure. More diverse folks moving to rural locations over time may heal some of those wounds. Check out the Life Daryl Davis, https://www.npr. org/2017/08/20/544861933/ How one man convinced 200 Ku Klux Klan members to give up their robes, has lived proving that exposing hateful people to what they fear can lift the veil of their hatred. He has put himself out there to countless KKK members and with great patience and courage, has gotten over 200 to give up their robes. I'm not saying that the oppressed should be the one responsible to reach out with the olive branch, but what he has done is effective and should be regaled as quite possibly the most impactful method of changing hardened minds. Do positive activism work in rural communities? There's a group here in Oregon called Rural Organizing Project, https://ROP. org/category/RAWNET/, which is a collective of rural activists who create a positive interface between progressive work and rural communities. Check out the work they do and see if it's something that can be replicated in your rural area of choice. Find common ground. This is the inroads to breaking down walls. People are generally good, but maybe just misinformed. When you're interacting with someone online, look for ways to find agreement, even if it's something small. Express compassion and empathy. These are ways we can chip away at the divide. It's going to take some serious work if we want to solve these issues without civil conflict. Sorry about the disjointed solutions. I have to get some apples pressed before this rain comes. What an embarrassment. It's embarrassing we elected him in the first place. His actions have been embarrassing for the last 4 years. It's embarrassing he received as many votes he did this time. It's embarrassing that he's acting like this on the way out. It's embarrassing how his base has bought it all hook, line, and sinker. It's embarrassing the way Republicans in Congress are handling themselves. Just so embarrassing. A Golf Twiddler. I'm calling BS. He's been a crybaby about the loss and doesn't want people to think he's emotionally weak, so now he's playing the theater card. He's building his brand. He doesn't, and never has, cared who hates him. He makes his money off of people who love him. He's going to make millions on exclusive rallies and merchandise. He's also extremely immature and he likes being a dick. His supporters are so quick to throw money at him. It's no wonder that he continues to con them for as long as he can. When does this cease being theater, and start adding up as multiple negligent homicide? Good, he's making the GA runoff more difficult for Republicans for no other reason than to soothe his own ego. Theater is a charitable characterization. It's all about money. Trump and Republicans are doing this to con their supporters into donating money to their PACs. These people have no conscience, no integrity. https://mobile, Reuters.com/article/amp/iduskbn27r309 __Twitter _impression equals true and s equals 09. I could totally be a critic. This play is bad. The guy is so obviously a con man. Why can't his sycophants see that? I guess it's why that MyPillow guy is so rich. How sweet of him to further divide the country on his way out the door. And as a twofer, he's filling his supporters' heads full of bullshit and causing them to repeat it, making them seem even more gullible than we already know them to be. Also, fuck Jon Voight. Lawyer checking in, there are mandatory sanctions for attorneys who pursue frivolous lawsuits. Anyone representing this clown should pack up now. This story, if true, is what we in the legal profession call a bad fact. Fuck this guy, seriously. He's gonna milk the shit out of this and try to make as much money as he can. His theatrics are going to get people killed. You mean one last grift of the rubes? Citing a White House aide, that Trump is very aware there is not a path to victory for him and is putting up legal challenges as a kind of theater for his supporters, believing that they deserve a fight. That's bullshit and you know it. Trump is under no delusion that his supporters deserve anything. Their only role in his world is for him to stand on. Did this run this story with nothing other than a colorful quote from another aide trying to rationalize the senseless bullshit they're witnessing? They have no idea what's happening either. Which is why he should be held criminally liable for every violent political act that occurs between now and when he concedes. Trump will immediately announce his candidacy for 2024, he will continue having rallies as he did after the 2016 election in order to bask in the adulation he desperately needs. Keep his base engaged, and fleece them. He also likely thinks campaigning will provide some cover from his pending civil and criminal legal proceedings because he can whine that he is a target of political retribution.